Well, Doodle is a made-up story about a little girl and her dog. And in real life, it's going a long way to help a little girl who has been in and out of the hospital. The book was written by two Easton area high school grads. James Wood is one of them, and he joins me now in the studio. James, good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks so much for being with us, and congratulations on the book. I know just out in March, right?
Yes.
And you, as I mentioned, you co-authored the book with a woman named Michelle Quinn, and I know you guys met at Easton area high school.
That's correct. We both went to school together and pretty much knew of each other, not exactly like on a friends kind of a thing, but
okay,
we were
so
in a lot
in
of classes together,
so you remember
art
her.
and history and all that, so yeah.
Yeah, and in your high school days, did you dream of being an author, or I think I read that you had other goals, right, at the time?
My original intention was to be like an Eddie Van Halen, a metalhead kind of a guy, music 24/7, doing all that kind of thing, and I eventually was able to have my band perform at Music Fest in 2004.
Oh, that's
we
great.
played before Clay Aiken's crowd for like 6,000, so I got to live the rock star dream.
That's great, but there was one dream that you still wanted to fulfill, right? What was that?
I did a lot of writing, songs and poetry, and kept the journal in school, but the one thing I always wanted to do was to actually write my own book. And, over the course of time, a creative idea would come to me, and I'd get a spark of something, but, inevitably life, or whether it was my own laziness, never really acted upon it, so.
So what happened at your 25th high school reunion?
Well, Michelle and I actually met before that, before our reunion. Everybody was, like, connecting on Facebook, like they normally do when reunions come around.
Sure.
So she wound up coming back home. She lives in Ohio. And we got together for dinner one night, and that's where we, after reconnecting, we found out all the great things we loved about music and art and all that, and we both had the same kind of a goal about writing a children's book. She's more of an illustrator, and I'm more of a writer, so over the course of the next couple of months, back and forth emails, rewrites and rewrites.
Yeah, making your Easton area high school teachers proud of your abilities here. So how did you come up with the storyline of Doodle?
Well, Doodle was actually an idea that I had, really inspired by my daughter and my dog, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
It's about a little girl who pretty much, and the dog, experienced life, the elements, the sun, the seasons, weather changes and all that, and she's pondering to herself, like, here's something good that I like about the sun. It's, it gives us light. Then the next stanza would be, here's something I don't like about it. It gets hot. And then she eventually would sum it all up together, talking to the dog, and wonder if God was the reason behind, the sun. So the whole kind of story plays out in that kind of an event,
Great.
they learn about themselves and the world around them.
That's great. What a nice book. And I know after you guys finished this project, Michelle came to you with another request, right?
That's right. She, one of her friends has a 14-year-old daughter who's been in and out of the hospital suffering from a disease that they weren't able to pinpoint what it was. And eventually they found out that it was a disease called aplastic anemia, which is a bone marrow disease, and she's going to require a transplant.
Wow. And we're looking at a picture of her right here. Her name's Ashley, right?
Yeah, and her younger brother is actually going to be the one to be the donor for her.
Wow.
So she's been in and out of the hospital for months.
Wow. So some people might think, well, John, here you finally fulfilled your dream, you came up with this book, and now you're going to cash in. But Michelle said, hey, can we get some of the money to go to Ashley?
Yeah, initially she wanted to donate her portion of the profits to it that we would make after publishing, and I was like, let's just give it all. It just seems to make total sense.
Wow, so all of the profits are going to Ashley?
Yeah, every penny that we make off of it will
Wow, that's amazing. And I first of all, where can people get the book? How can they help?
Well, we set up a website called doodledogbooks.com, and if you go there, there's a link to a place to purchase the book, but also it tells the whole story of how the book came to be, and Ashley, and what our mission is.
Great, and I know you guys are getting orders from all over the place. You said not just family, you're getting...
not just family and relatives.
That's
We're getting sales in California and Arizona and Florida. And
so in the end, Jim, this was about more than just fulfilling a dream for you. I mean, you're really helping Ashley and your family.
Yeah, actually, it's more of like a twofold thing. First, it's like, I think it's possible that anybody can reach your dream, even if it takes some time, and, it may not work out the way you want, but you can do it. But more than that, I think once you do achieve your dream, the best thing anybody can do is to try to do something for the greater good. Yeah,
well, thank you. You're setting a great example, and thanks for this great book. You're doing Easton area high school proud, Jim. So thank you very much, and congratulations.
Thank you.
And stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back after this.